Welcome to my first YouTube video. I'm going to keep this as raw as possible. And today we're going to talk about why you're feeling platform challenges, why you're not a profitable trader. Starting off with strategy hopping. Many traders think that they have an edge in the market, but the fact is that they don't. And then most strategies do not have a 100% win rate. In fact, I would say I don't think there is a single strategy that has a 100% win rate. So every strategy goes through losing streaks. And as a beginner trader, you don't really know how to deal with those losing trades. So for example, you might get a new strategy, you might backtest it, it works really well. You start using it in the live markets. It works well for let's say it works well for the first 2 weeks and you make some decent money. And then as soon as week 3 comes, you start to go on like a 5-day losing streak. Next thing you know, you're just searching on the internet for the next best thing. Well, this isn't the case because the market could have just been consolidating or waiting for some news. There's so many factors that go on behind the scenes that new traders are not aware of. So that is one of the biggest mistakes, I would say. And think of it in this way. You're playing a video game, and let's say you're using only one weapon, and you level up with that weapon after many weeks and months, and let's say your level goes to like 50. And now your strategy doesn't work, and then you take a new strategy. It works for the next 2 weeks, and then at this point you're literally starting from scratch. All the experience you gained from your previous strategy is just thrown out the window. So essentially, with the new strategy, you're probably going to be like at a level 3 or 4. Whereas with your old strategy, you were at a level 50. So you need to have a hard look at yourself and really think like, what are you really doing? Because this clearly isn't working out for you. And that's why you're watching this video. The second important point would be risk management. You can even flip a coin and have no edge, but if you have good risk management, you can become a profitable trader. You can have the best strategy in the world, and with poor risk management, you could blow your entire account. So risk management is one of the most important things in trading, I would say. And I had to personally learn this the hard way. I know I have an edge. I had back tested it, forward tested it, but I will make a lot of execution errors. And this was mainly related to like risk management. And I would say like, if a trade was very close to my take profit, I would just enter in another position, literally, and I would this would throw my risk off the charts. Let's say I risk 1% in a trade, and my trade is like 30 pips away from hitting TP. I'm just going to randomly enter into another trade, risking another 0.5 to 1%, thinking that, oh, this trade is a guarantee, it has to take profit, it's not going to reverse. I've seen it happen before, but nothing is guaranteed in the market. So I've lost a lot of money doing this silly mistake, and it took me a lot of trial and error and a lot of making the same mistake over and over again for me to finally realize like, what am I doing? This is just taking money away from my pockets, and I'm just running away from profitability, you know? The third point would be a lack of discipline, which also includes patience and greed. And the prop firm is because they have these targets like phase 1 8%, phase 2 5%. They make you think like, oh, I'm just 1 trade away, I'm just 2 trade away, and then you're just going to invent this random trade out of the blue instead of just waiting. And this has happened to me so many times. I was just 1 to 2% away from passing, and instead of me just waiting for like a few days or next week for the perfect trade, not a perfect trade but a trade that would actually fit well with my trading plan, I would just make up this entire thing like, oh yeah, so here it's in discount. If I buy this here, there's a fair value gap, it's gonna work, but it's still in the time zone, but it's still in the same session. But no, it doesn't work. And then this has happened multiple times when I was 1 to 2% away from passing a challenge just for me to like finally do this, and then you might go on tilt, and next thing you know, you're back to break even, and you're just like, what did I do? I just undid weeks of hard work. And I think the only way with these things is like, you're not going to learn, because even I watched so many YouTube videos of other traders making the same mistakes, and I would still do it. And I feel like the end of the day, like the only thing that's gonna teach you is like live market experience. When you keep making the same mistake over and over again, I think it gets to a point where you finally realize like, okay, I need to change something. Because at the end of the day, we always know what's like right and wrong. We always know what we're supposed to do and what we shouldn't be doing. And in the end, it always takes like, you need to hit rock bottom for you to finally realize like, okay, what I'm doing clearly isn't working and it's time for me to make a change. The next mistake would be lack of back testing, forward testing, or using a demo account. Most traders, I mean, like myself, I back tested a strategy for a couple of years. I know what works in the charts. When I take it to the live markets, I'm wondering what's happening. And the main difference is when you back test, when you get, let's say I took a trade on Monday, I lost the trade. I already skipped it the next day, it's Tuesday, I'm trading, I can think properly, I execute the trade, it works. But in reality, I take a trade on Monday, I might lose it, and next thing you know, I'm back on Tuesday, I'm more impatient, especially let's say if I have 1 to 2% away. If I'm 1 to 2% away from passing my prop firm challenge, I'm just like gonna be more impatient, more greedy. So all of this ties back to self-discipline, which is one of the most important traits of being a trader. And that's why trading isn't for everyone. Like if you're a short-tempered person, you have a lot of anger within you, you're very impulsive, you lack patience and discipline, you're always used to things going your way. Trading is not impossible, but it's going to be very hard for you to be a successful, consistent trader in the long term. And it's going to take a lot of personal growth for you to be consistent at doing this long term. The other error is execution errors. For example, this has happened to me so many times as well. I would back test, I would go to the live markets, and I would execute something else. For example, this week, like I ended up taking a long in premium. And then when I was back testing the week, normally I was like, wait, and we are in premium in the 15 minutes. Why on earth did I take a long here? And then I realized in the 1 hour time frame we were in premium. Sorry, in 1 hour time frame we were in discount, and I was expecting the price to go up, but I need to look at the 15-minute time frame as well. And I was just wondering what was I doing. And this happens like you might be sleep deprived, you might be hungover, or there might be excess stress, and you try to take these problems in the charts, and it does not end well. So execution errors is another thing that you need to look out for. And the final error I would say is trading with money you can't afford to lose. Many traders talk about this as well. For example, let's say your monthly income is $1,000. Realistically, you should not be buying a 200k challenge or a 100k challenge, which is 200k challenge is I think around $1,000, and a 100k challenge is around 500. Realistically, you should not be doing this, and you should only be throwing away money you're not afford to lose. So when I buy a challenge, I already assume like, okay, the money's gone. I don't really care. I just assume I already lost it. So I would say if you have $1,000, you should be maximum buying like a 10k or a 5k. You get past the 5 to 10k challenge, get a payout from that, and use that money to buy new challenges. And if you can just avoid these mistakes, you're already way ahead of 90% of the traders who are losing. This is obviously easier said than done. There's no particular time frame. The best thing to do is to gain live market experience. I see all these traders like reading all these books about trading, then backtesting on the charts. For me, I consider trading like driving. Like you can read as many books as you want on how to drive. At the end of the day, you need to actually drive to know how to drive. You need that live driving experience. The same with musical instruments. I used to play the piano. You can watch how many videos, read how many books. At the end of the day, it all comes down to practicing the instrument and gaining experience. So that's it from me, guys. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.